All right, so we're going to call the meeting to order at 6:18. Is Kane on the line taking minutes?
I'm on the line.
Okay. All right. So the first item on the agenda is public comment. When I dialed in, I heard there were 12 people on the call, so I don't know if that includes any members of the public, but if so, I will ask for public comment. Is there any? Okay, hearing none, we'll proceed to liaison comments. Are any of our liaisons on the call?
Nate's on the call. Nate's on the call. No comments though right now.
Okay, thanks, Nate. Joe, you got anything to say, Joe?
That's a good work.
Joe, we're having a hard time hearing you. Are you on a speakerphone?
Yeah.
If you're on a speaker, pick up the phone instead, because I can't make you out.
Could you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. Just thank you for all you're doing. Keep us a good work.
All right. Thank you, Joe. Moving right along, Chairman's report. I would make note of the fact that we have the preliminary budget hearing tonight that most of us will be participating electronically. I would urge everyone who is on the call to log into that and either and watch it and listen to it as best they can. And we hope that the technology works. I got dropped from my previous meeting at one point, not a Woodbridge meeting, but it can be a challenge for all of us. And speaking of challenges, I just wanted to echo Joe's remarks and thank personally. Well, that's another challenge. You get a dog barking in the background. Hang on, because I can mute myself, but I can't mute the dog. So I just wanted to extend my personal thanks, and I'm sure everyone on the commission feels the same way, to the firefighters for for serving the public in this time of great risk. I mean, our firefighters are no stranger to risk, but the risk is usually known quantities, not invisible enemies like we're dealing with now. So we are committed to providing them with the resources that they need to do their jobs safely and effectively. And so moving right along, the next item on the agenda is the COVID-19 update. Chief?
Yes. Can everybody hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So to date, we have there's been over almost 20,000 people infected in the state. Over 1,300 have already died from this. In Woodbridge alone, we've had 12 deaths so far. The majority of them are all at the nursing facility in town. We also have the number's got to be around 70, if not better, right now, of people infected in town. So when we're going on calls, we're taking extra precautions with masks, all the proper PPE, and if we're going to a place or either the two assisted living facilities or the nursing facility, their gear back on with full PPE. So we are taking precautions on that. We have more supplies coming in. We have more masks coming in tomorrow, it looks like. Joe is gonna have Joe go pick up PPE in North Haven tomorrow for do. We ordered it's called Aeroclave machine. It's a decontamination system. We did an emergency purchase order through the town. It was roughly $16,000. If anybody saw it, it was New Haven Fire bought one and it was working so great. They actually bought a second one. So we have ours on order, but we probably won't see it for another month and a half, which is okay. They're talking about a second wave coming, so we want to be as prepared as we could possibly be and keep the building and keep the apparatus as clean as possible so we can stop the spread of the virus. We've had people in quarantine, they've been around somebody that could have had the virus, so they quarantined themselves for 2 weeks. I think we're up to 4 people that have been quarantined. I have another one on quarantine right now.
Sean, excuse me, just let me jump in. Sean, can you hear me? You mean
Yes.
like full quarantine or self-isolation? What do you mean by
Well,
that?
it's quarantine meaning they're staying home, they're staying away, they're home, they're not leaving their house, just to stop the spread from going everywhere.
Okay.
When we go to these facilities or we go to a house that's COVID-19 positive, we're making sure the guys are taking their temperatures at least twice during that day to make sure they're not spiking a fever or showing any symptoms, so we can deal with it at that point. Like I said, we have supplies coming in. We're trying to order more supplies. We're filling out a form through Amazon Business for municipality from a government agency, actually, through the fire department, where if you go on to Amazon, we might be able to get Purell N95 masks and stuff like that. So I'm actively filling that form out and getting that in. Hopefully we'll know within a week if we can start ordering supplies off of that account. So we have to get approved. So there is a process that we have to go through that way. Overall, we're trying to keep the traffic down in the building to a limit. So the guys are coming to the call, doing what they need to do. We have a protocol in place where we're trying to do as a limited response as possible, and go from there. So that's about what I have for the update. We're on conference calls a few times a day with Sponsor Hospital and some other people around the state, along with the governor's call once a week, and that happens on Wednesdays. So we are on top of it and are doing the best we can.
All right. Thank you. That Amazon account, is that how does that get paid for? Is that billed to us as like our other Amazon purchases,
Yeah, so that's through the town. It's an Amazon business account. It's through the town. So we have to go the fire department and try to release them, see if they'll approve it. And if they can't approve it, then we can start masks, gloves, and stuff like that.
Does that just give us access to additional supplies?
It does. So
okay,
we're doing what we can do here.
Okay. All right. Next item is. Oh, I'm sorry. Sean, were you saying something?
Commissioner Mandel is on.
Hello, everybody. Sorry for being late. Hello, Elias. Hope everybody's healthy.
We are. You are, as it turns out, you're only 10 minutes late because I was a good 15 minutes late because my prior meeting ran very late.
That should be on the record, Elias. Please put that on the record. Okay, thank you.
I did. Sean just finished his COVID-9 update, and And the next item on the agenda is review of current financial statements. But as we're on a phone call, we can't share by video conference the statements, so as we would otherwise. So, Sean, do you want to just give us a synopsis of where we stand, seeing as none of us have these, probably know that any of us have those in front of us?
Sure. So, trying to go through. Our medical line is going to be tight this year based on COVID-19. When the guys go on quarantine, we also have to do a telehealth conference. So, hang on one second. The going off here. So our medical line, we're looking at that on top of ordering a bunch of supplies for the COVID-19 along with, I'm trying to split the stuff so we're not draining that account down, so we're taking it out of technical loss, which are everyday supplies. So whatever we can buy, we're trying to get right now. Imagine you call it price gouging or just supply and demand. So the numbers are extremely high right now. So we're paying premium, but we don't have a choice. We need to get the supplies in because the amount of supplies we're running through is it's starting to add up really quick. So we do have some work to do on the vehicles. Did Engine 9 go out this morning? Engine 9 had to go up to Cromwell, the first line. We had a manifold on top of the pump that pumps the water, that puts the water into the designated hose lines. We have some rot up there, and the water was leaking out pretty good, so they have to go up there and need some work. It possibly needs a new water manifold on top. So that truck is out of service right now, and then when that comes back, the tower needs some work, like we talked about at the last meeting. We'll try to get that done. So we're just keeping an eye on the budget right now, and I'll have more of an idea when this thing plays out. Probably next month, we'll have a better idea where we are.
Okay. And then next month we will try to circulate those statements in advance, and also have the meeting by video so we can put them all on the screen and everyone can see them.
Sure.
At least that'll be our plan. Okay. You want to just move on to your report, Chief?
Sure. So, like I said, the morale is still good within the department. It is challenging. We have a few guys that can't respond because either they have underlying medical issues or they're in that prime age of 60 plus. So we had, I think we're up to 4 members right now, 4 firefighters that can't respond, which is so they're protected, and we don't want them to respond. The apparatus, like we just talked about, Engine 3 is actually being built now. We have, if we were on the video side, I could show you some pictures of what the body looks like down in Florida. They started building it about 2 weeks ago. So we get an update roughly every week and a half to 2 weeks. So at the next meeting, we'll have a bunch of pictures to show you guys of the new engine being built right now.
Sean, about that, ordinarily you would travel at some point in this process to for an inspection?
So we're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do. I mean, we still have probably until June to figure it out, but at some point we're gonna need to figure out how we're gonna do this, because usually we have to go down there and do the inspection down at the factory, and then the truck gets shipped up, and then we take delivery of it. So it's going to be a little bit challenging and a little bit different. So we got to find out what E1's process is going to be to accept the truck.
What is what's the target delivery?
I don't have a date yet. I'm hoping to have that this week from them. So once I know, if I had to guess, I'm going to say sometime in late May.
All right, so you won't be traveling before that.
No.
No, so the question is going to be whether that, I mean, we're going to have to do whatever inspection we can do remotely by video call, and then the full inspection upon delivery rather than before delivery. But I know from having been on one of those trips that it's of critical importance, and at least with the last vehicle resulted in a significant amount of work that needed to be done. And just for the rest of the people on the call, I mean, you had our guys were, I'm there, observing, but the our firefighters were more than proverbially kicking the tires. I mean, they're crawling underneath it to see how everything's connected, and really going it from a bumper to bumper, inside out inspection to make sure we're getting what we ordered, we're getting what we will be paying for. So it's a very important step of the process, but at the same time, we can't expect our guys to just forget about social distancing and take a trip to Florida anytime in the immediate future. So we will figure out a way to do that. Thanks, Sean.
Okay. I know Joe's going to talk, but Joe really hasn't done many inspections. Joe's been doing stuff around the building for me and doing other things for me during this COVID-19 deal. So he hasn't really done inspections, and we are actively working on the fire reports also.
And then, has there been any call for the permit inspections? Any other than the regular annual inspections? I'm just wondering if there's been any need for any other types of inspections.
Well, we're doing permitting online, so I'm able to do plan reviews right now. And
good.
The other morning, we went out to Brookside Market early in the morning before they open to inspect the hood system so that the gentleman can open up. I think he opened last week to start cooking in there. I mean, really, that's all you can do. I mean, I've got work going on at the Linden, but I'm not going up there and inspect.
I wouldn't, not unless it's
No, I mean,
absolutely necessary.
I did a $500,000 plan review a couple of weeks ago for up there. I don't even know if the job started, but I have no intention of going there.
Joe, just on the personal side, we're about to move a family member into there. At the beginning of 3 weeks ago, and we did not. So.
Yeah, well, it's in all of them.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Sean, have you got anything else on your report?
No, I'm good for now.
Okay. Is Assistant Chief Bonner on the line?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you very well.
Okay.
Do you have a report?
I have not been at the firehouse lately, to be honest with you.
Okay. Well, we have we got the apparatus report from the chief.
Yep.
But can you give us can you or the chief just give us some idea, quantify the activity at all in the last month?
Well, like you said, the manpower has been limited. He's kept it to, once the crew's there, if they say they're good, the other people can clear from the firehouse. So man hours aren't as much, but there's still a lot of people doing stuff on the backside between Sean, Joe, and Anthony and stuff, and at the firehouse. And Ted.
So we're still. So anyway, I guess we're saying we're still getting the calls, but we are careful
limited manpower, like what you said
about the numbers.
We've actually had quite a few motor vehicle accidents lately. Some of them serious, and believe it or not, activated alarms and stuff like that is down a little bit. But car accidents for us are up a little bit, and the car accidents, some of them are serious in nature. So we go through little spurts like this. So
that's normal. Yeah.
Overall, it's been pretty quiet.
Okay. We're not going to have any. I was not planning on the executive session. It's on the agenda. But did you have anything for executive session, Sean? I mean, we don't really have the means to do it on this call.
Nope,
we'd have to drop the call, start another call, and then get back to this one. So.
Yep. No, we're all set.
Okay. I don't have any correspondence. Our next meeting date is May 18th. I expect that we will do that by video conference with the Zoom license. So, does anyone else have any other items to discuss or add to the agenda at this point?
I'm good.
Everyone staying safe and maintaining their social distancing?
Yes.
Hearing no response, I assume that's a yes. Okay. Karen?